This is a really wonderful replica of a Maya classic chocolate vase. It was its actual size. It's painted by Patricia Martin Morales of Muna, Yucatan, who is a really fabulous artist. And she makes really excellent replicas, and I got this one partly because you can read the glyphs. Very few people who make replicas are actually good at drawing hieroglyphs, and this is legible. For example, this vase portrays a group of spiritual, what would you call them, spirit companions of places and people that are called Y. A Y is like, well, for instance, it's like the protector, like a guardian angel, although in some cases the Ys seem to be mostly malevolent. They're kind of spooky and scary. For example, this jaguar at the bottom is surrounded by a frame. It's like the jaguar seems to be in distress, and the frame itself has these big symbols on it, which are actually eyeballs. When you see something with eyeballs on it, they're called death eyes. It's a symbol of the death god. And the inscription here above the jaguar says, "Scaffold jaguar is the Y of A-Tsi-U." And A-Tsi-U means he of a place called Tsiu, or Tsi, or something like that. And it is a name of a person, or a generic name of a person. And above him is a gentleman with a flaming mask. These red symbols around the mask are symbols of fire. And in fact, the little lines coming out of the top of the head of the mask are probably the hieroglyph for fire. He's got a little costume on with nice stripes. He's got his legs folded. And over here, the inscription says, "Flaming mask," that's the name of this object, "is the Y of somebody from this place." I can't read the name of the place. It's the Lord of this place. So that inscription, those 4 hieroglyphs, refers to this painting. Next to that is a guy dancing wearing furry leggings and a jaguar's head. The jaguar has a little object on top of him, and that's the name of this guy. And he is the Y of the sacred, the sacred emergence. This is a tail of a rattlesnake in this hieroglyph. But I want you to notice the Y glyph. It's really easy to recognize. This is U, means his, and there's a Ya underneath it, which is the final syllable of Y. And then this is actually a human face. There's a little tiny eye up the top and the mouth on the side. And then the right side of the face is covered with spots. It's covered with a jaguar pelt. And that hieroglyph used to be called the half jaguar spotted ahow, because it looks like the hieroglyph for ahow. But the word is the Y. Here's another word, Y. Here's the other word, Y. It's very easy to recognize once you look for it. It's a half jaguar skin covered face. I should also mention that this hieroglyph here with the 3 spots and the little, looks like a little shade above it, is the hieroglyph for jaguar. And it is a species of jaguar which the Maya pronounced hish. And it's very characteristic is when you see a close-up of such a jaguar, it has 3 spots in its eye. This one is kind of hard to tell. It might be 3 spots. But in any case, this is the eye of a jaguar. There's also a day sign with that name. And up here, it says Sky Hish He. This is also the jaguar glyph. And it's part of someone's name. I'm going to turn the vase. This man here is actually blowing a trumpet. His lips are up close to the small end of the trumpet that we saw in another video, and this is the large end. And he is above a shape which is kind of hard to read, but this is the Maya convention for drawing a pool of water. And this jaguar's paws are in the water, sticking through the water. He's got his mouth open, and here's his name. Oops, sorry. Here's his name. It says here, Ha-Hish, water jaguar, is the Y of the king of the 3-stone place. And the 3-stone place is the same place that was mentioned in the Quirigua stela that I've also made a video of. The three-stone place was the city of Sebal. Sebal has some very beautiful stelae, and it was at its height around the year 800. But this jaguar, who's the water jaguar, the Y of the king of Sebal, appears on other vases. There are many other Ys. Here we have a guy holding a rattle, a maraca in one hand, and I guess this is a flute, although it may be a pipe, and he's wearing jaguar mittens and a jaguar's head and pants with a jaguar tail, although the pants are not actually jaguar skin. What they are is tie-dye. This is early Maya tie-dye. Makes this square pattern, which apparently represented jaguars. In his name, it doesn't mention... it does mention jaguar. There it is. There's the hieroglyph. So he's a jaguar man. There's this wonderful bird with a snake wrapped around its neck. We have a skeletal Y with blades. These are knife blades on his elbows and knees. And it's interesting that he has wrapped around his penis is the bloodletting knots that you see that they used for binding up the wounds when a person had let blood. So this skeleton has enough meat on him left that he can let blood. And we have a fellow dancing here with very dark skin, and he's holding a stone. This object is a monster's face, but it is marked with this little bunch of grapes, which represents stones. And I believe there's another image. Perhaps it's meant to be his other... No, there's his other hand. So this is like a floating version of the same thing. Oh, by the way, the death god's name is this hieroglyph, which we see in the Dresden Codex. It's a human face with an eye closed and eyelashes. I should also mention that if we go around to the jaguar in the water, directly above the jaguar in the water is this hieroglyph. The inscription around the rim tells us who owned the vase and what was supposed to be drunk from the vase. And this hieroglyph here, which is a picture of a fish with a fish fin and this syllable underneath, which is asymmetrical, that spells ka-ka-wa, which is cacao, the word for chocolate.